You don't have to know what's gonna happen to move forward. You take the steps, you go get it. I say that to say there's no limitation. We shouldn't limit ourselves. Don't put a period where there's a comma. Keep going and then figure it out.
A lot of y'all can't get rich and a lot of y'all can't get successful because you too scared of being bored. I'd rather be rich and bored than turned and broke. If you ask any nigga that get to it, any real hustler, any real rich nigga, what he does all day, every day, he either with his family or his ass is working. And he working 99% of the time throughout the day. That's all we do. That's all we think about. That's all we can talk about. That's all we do, period, is work, 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 work. If you too scared to work and cut off all the rest of that bullshit to work for at least 5 years straight, gang, you're not gonna be successful, folks. This ain't for you.
I just knew how to move. Anywhere I'm at, it could be a room, it don't matter. I'm built for it. It don't matter. I'm respectful at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, we show respect, we give respect. We move by a certain code of honor.
Yeah.
There's three types of people in this world. It's poor people, it's rich people, and it's wealthy people. The poor people, all they do is talk about money, where my money, and I need my money, I got to get my money. The rich people, all they talk about is things. So they talk about my car, my house, and these type of things. The wealthy people talk about ideas. And that's what it's about.
A lot of people don't like you because of who you are. They see your greatness, they see your gentleness, they see your power, they see your potential, and they sit back and they say certain things and they treat you a certain way. Let me tell you something, never change who you are for nobody.
My free game of the day is this. She don't like you, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why she don't like you, bro.
Listen.
She's making you jump through too many hoops in order to deal with her. Women that really like you, they make it easy for you. Don't you know, women that really like you, they do not play with you or play about you. When a woman is really into you, she will jump out in the street and fight other grown men with you. When a woman is really into you, she will jump out in the street and fight other grown men with you because she does not play with you and ain't nobody going to play with her folks. When they play a lot of games, when they got you jumping through a lot of hoops, when it just seems as if everything you do is not enough, she does not like you, bro. And she damn sure does not appreciate you. But worse than those two, she does not respect you. If you are dealing with any woman who does not make your life easier, if she is not your peace of mind, if she doesn't mentally elevate you, if she doesn't stroke your ego from time to time, even though you know she's doing it, she's not for you. A grown woman uplifts you, bro. A grown woman inspires you, bro. A bad motivates you without trying, bro. But most importantly, a bad supports your dreams, no matter how silly they may seem. To a certain extent. If you tell her, baby, I want to get on the moon, she asking you, where do we find moon boots at? I'm true first.
No, I love you enough to let you go. Go find that person that you say that's better than me. Can't wait.
Did that hurt?
Everything hurt when you love somebody. I love for real. But like now, I can't wait to get my heart broke. I just use it for motivation. Shit turned me into a monster. That's the fuel to this. Stack it on me. Do it some more. Come on, let's go. It don't bother me. I'm just disappointed.
I was gonna ask that.
I'm disappointed in you. You know, I really had a lot of respect for you.
I forgive you, but I'll never forget what you did. That was a lesson learned. Nah, I don't hate you because I chose to stay around even though I knew better. But trust and believe, you'll never get another chance to play me like that again.
Y'all said this. When you grow, they're still here. But what does that do? Create a gap. So every time you need to go talk to them, you gotta come down. And they can't even meet you in the middle. You gotta come down here just to talk to them. And then once you leave, you gotta go back up here. All you want is for them to meet you at least halfway. Show me some mind effort. Sometimes it ain't even about you making the same money as me. Is your mind elevating as my mind is elevating? Because sometimes I want to come down here and connect with the people when I was down here. But sometimes I wish that you could be, you know what I'm saying? But you're not.
There's a difference between what and how. So many people focus on the what. They focused on what they see, which is, man, you've been growing a lot over this past year. That's amazing. I'm focused on how did this growth occur? Because once we figure out the how, we can make sure that it continues.
In this video, he speaks about the most powerful frequency to leave the human body. Make sure you watch this to the end and let me know what you think in the comments below.
A new study just recently came out that was able to measure which emotion
produces the most powerful frequency out of the human body, and it wasn't love. This emotion was 4,000 times stronger than love. The study is called the Spain Scale of Emotion Research Project, and that's spelled S-P-A-N-E. In this research project, they were able to gather 25,000 subjects and put them all in the room, where they were able to take instruments that could measure the frequencies being emitted from the human body. And these instruments were so precise that they could isolate different emotions that humans were experiencing based off of the frequency that was being emitted from their bodies. These instruments were so precise that they were able to isolate the differences between anger, frustration, passion, joy, arousal, sadness, any emotion you could think of. And the most powerful emotion that was detected by these instruments was authenticity. The frequency that authenticity emitted through the human body was 4,000 times stronger than the frequency emitted from love. True power comes from being your authentic self, and now this is scientifically proven. So the key to raising your vibration is loving yourself enough to be real, to be authentic, to tell the truth, to believe in what you say, to believe in yourself.
You gotta be cool not ever being recognized. You gotta be comfortable with that and not feel a way about it as long as we get into the check.
I don't feel like I ever cut anybody off. I feel like people cut themselves off from me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just passed me the scissors, really. If my people around me and people that I fuck with and love and genuinely, like, I have no reason to try to cut you off.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking to. Like, you got to do something to make me even feel that. And sometimes somebody do something to you that you let slide because you got so much love for them.
Don't go looking for closure. Their disrespect was all that you needed. They chose who and what they wanted. Now make them stand on that. Stop letting your emotions supersede your intelligence. Trust me, it may hurt for a while, but you'll come out of it stronger.
Tell them you ready to boss up? Hey man, I'm ready to get it. I'm ready to become a millionaire. Ain't nobody gonna believe me. That's fine, but you make them a believer. You make them a believer, and that begins with yourself.
So if you can't visualize winning, then you will not win. And the average person, because we're programmed not to win, 99% of us are, we don't think anyone can. So when someone does, it's amazing. But it's just a program. As soon as you're born, you know, I've said this before, you don't know about fear or what to be scared of until someone tells you what to be scared of. And a lot of what people tell you to be scared of is to actually be successful and dream and be independent and be on your own.
The bigger you get, the more hate gonna come your way. Regardless of whatever you're doing, the bigger you are, the more hate you're gonna receive. It's always gonna be people out there who gonna find something wrong with whatever it is you're doing, no matter how positive it is. No matter how much love you receive, you're gonna receive a lot of hate along with that love. Because people gonna come for you and they're gonna try to tear you down. It's just a way of life. It's just a fact of life. If you walking in your purpose, it don't matter what they got to say. They mad it ain't them. They mad they not in your seat. They mad you're where they want to be. You gotta learn to keep tunnel vision, man, and keep going. Because the bigger you get, the more hate gonna come. Just be prepared for it and keep that mentality that ain't nobody or nothing gonna stop what I'm doing and what I'm building.
Steve Jobs died a billionaire at the age of 56 with a capital of $7 billion from pancreatic cancer. And these are just some of his last words at this moment. Lying in bed, ill and remembering my whole life, I realized that all the recognitions and wealth are insignificant in the presence of imminent death. As we get older, we get smarter, and we slowly understand that whether the clock is worth $30 or $300, they both show the exact same time. Whether we drive a $150,000 car or a $2,000 car will arrive at the same destination. So there are 5 facts that cannot be denied. Don't educate your children to be rich. Educate them to be happy, so when they grow up, they will know the value of things and not their price. Eat your food as a medicine. Otherwise, you will have to eat your medicine as food. The one who loves you will never leave you. Even if you have 100 reasons to give up, you will always find a reason to hold on. There's a big difference between being a human and being. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
8 things real men should never do. 1, never allow your woman to keep a male bestie. 2, never fight over a woman with another man. 3, don't pursue a woman who doesn't like you. It's a waste of your time and resources. 4, don't spend your money on a woman who brings you no value. She's a financial burden. 5, don't take back a woman who left you for another man. She's coming back to destroy you. 6, don't stay with an unfaithful, ungrateful, disloyal, and treacherous woman surrounded by many men. She will betray you. 7, don't keep a woman who constantly disrespects you. She doesn't belong in your life. 8, don't stay with a woman who despises you and wants to leave. Drop a 100 if you were able to watch until here.
You know what your problem is? You're smart. Too smart. You overthink because your mind moves at 1,000,000 miles a minute. You're sad because you're not fooled by the world like anyone else. You don't get along with most people because they don't see things the way you do. You think you're dumb because you're smart enough to know you don't know everything. Your problem is you're too smart. And that's not a problem at all. Let me remind you, when it was hard and you were overwhelmed and felt afraid and walked alone and felt invisible and didn't have the answers and couldn't see the way and wanted to give up, you kept going. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet, everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now.
Nigga, you a trophy. You know, like, get it, nigga. Once you made it out, it don't really need to go back unless it's an emergency. And you gotta be ready when you go back, bro. You gotta be ready when you go back, bro. You go to your hometown, bro. You got the nigga who was in class with you, who ain't never liked you. You got the police who you bullied in school. He a police, he a narcotic now. He ready for you too. He put something in your car. You know, you got the bitch who you ain't been talking to you since you blowed up. With the good, she'll set you up. It's a web. It's a web. You got the little nigga who just say, I won't be the little nigga who shoot at him and get the stripes up. I'm the new shooter. I slang iron. So now they won't bust you down too. It's a lose-lose situation, you know, going back to your city after you done came up. Anybody who turns into an enemy, they was hating. They been hating.
They been hating.
They been hating. It don't work like that because you've been around too long. It's supposed to be nothing but love. It's not supposed to be nothing but fruitful love. So if this turned into hate, you've been hating. It's just when the time came out when you couldn't benefit off me no more, when you thought you can make your move on me. That's a scummy ass person.
The slower you go, the further you get. The slower you go, the further you get. Anything fast don't last. I like going slow.
You need 4 habits. One that builds your mind, one that builds your body, one that builds your business, one that builds your relationships. The good life is the process of becoming everything you could be.
Limited beliefs. Let's talk about it. People who have limited beliefs have a limited lifestyle. They're limited to what type of car they can drive, what type of house they can live in, what type of restaurant they can go out to eat at, or even what type of schools they can afford to put their children in. Is this the type of lifestyle you live? Is that something that you want for yourself? Now, there's 2 things you have to do in order to change your belief system. 1, always believe in God. 2, You have to start believing in things that you can't even see yet with your eyes. It even says it in the Bible. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. Walk by faith, not by sight. So in order to start achieving things in life, you have to start believing. And once you start believing, start taking the necessary actions to get everything that you want in your life while you're here on this earth. Let's continue to be great and strive for greatness. Believe in yourself. Let's go.
He was always right, dog. You know what I'm saying? We was on the road to destruction from the beginning. Wasn't trying to head though, you know?
Yo, what happened to fucking followers and no purpose and all that shit, all your issues and shit?
Listen, dog, we all make mistakes, especially me. If you got a chance to make it right, make it right.
I don't feel the need to play the whole part of the entire movement, but yo, if you just raise your family right, if I just live righteously, I'll be all right. Yo, my whole life is dedicated to change.
There's pride in that. It's just a pride you should have in ownership.
So how do you get to that platform? How do you get to the platform?
By putting your own money up and investing in yourself. That's it, you flip. And getting a good woman. And stop trusting dudes. And stop worrying about other people's pockets and what other people have and what other people can do for you. And 9-to-5s aren't good because you hustling for a weekend. But when you do something that's for yourself and your family, it never feels like work. I hustle for my last name. I don't hustle for my first.
Ain't no school for this shit. You gotta be smart enough to pick up the information as you go. I can't remember a nigga doing nothing for me, nigga. Niggas say I'm crazy, I be thinking, yo. I was crazy enough to believe what the fuck I was saying gonna happen was gonna happen. And that's why I was persistent enough and consistent enough to exist now. You just gotta hustle, nigga. You gotta go hard, man. You see him playing games, man? Niggas got it, I'm gonna get it, trust me. I'm gonna get mine, I don't know about y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying?
You're starting to be more aware than anything. And I'm going to keep it real. You got people that don't want you to see who they truly are. That's why they're afraid of you. And also, that's why they are upset with you, Chosen One. I just heard that you got people upset with you, man. They're upset with you, Chosen One. Shout out to A. Comfy for that donation. Peace and prosperity, family. You know I got a special prayer for you. I say, whoever I'm talking to, you got people mad at you right now because they want you to stay asleep. Your family members don't want you to keep being the same way that everybody is in the family when it's not you. Your job wants you to just keep being a good loyal servant when you are the boss. You got so many people mad at you. That's why they don't want to support you. That's why they don't want to listen to you, because they are afraid of you. Oh, praise to the Most High. I'm getting excited because if they are afraid of you, that means you are a spiritual warrior, man. Let me repeat that. If you got people afraid of you, if you got people afraid to support you, or afraid to tell you that you're doing a good job, or afraid to bless you, that's because they recognize who you are, Chosen One. See, people are in competition with you, and you're not even in competition with nobody but yourself. So this is the season where you're going to start recognizing people's true colors. Why? Because you are upgrading, Chosen One. Let me repeat that. Whoever I'm talking to, you are upgrading. I want to see somebody put in the chat right now, I'm upgrading. Let's go. Remember, you got to speak it to manifest it. I want to see somebody put in the chat right now, I'm upgrading. It don't matter what she say. It don't matter what he do. They can't stop what the Most High got for you, Chosen One. I want to see somebody put in the chat right now for Big Bro Y Bizzle. I'm upgrading, man. I'm upgrading.
I didn't know that I would be judged by the people that I thought would protect me. I thought that was my safe haven, that I'm going to get saved now, so y'all got my back. That broke me, dog. Because I went for comfort, and you gave me pain. Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna put you on. You gotta do it yourself. When you're scared to roll the dice, fuck it, let's do it, man. Yeah. Let's roll the dice. Let's go and get it.
4 things to always walk away from. First of all,
Walk away from conversations that involve hate and gossip. Number 2, walk away from unnecessary drama. 3, walk away from people who put you down. And number 4, walk away from the table if respect is no longer being served. Sometimes God will ask you to get rid of the thing that you know most. At some point, he will either give it back or bring something better into your life. He allows us to experience low points to teach us things that we can't learn any other way. So don't try to force an outcome. Pray, let it go, and remember that. If you're not following our 369 project, you will probably never hear my voice again. But if you are, congratulations. You're growing every day.
The Most High said in this season, you got to stop trying to force people on your frequency. Let me repeat that. The Most High said in this season, you who's ever on this live, you got to stop forcing people on your frequency and realize that the people that's on your frequency, they will understand where you're coming from. You ain't got to convince nobody. You ain't got to persuade nobody. You ain't got to overteach nobody, because whoever's on your frequency, they understand and understand what you're saying and what you mean, chosen one. You know I'm talking to you, chosen one. If you are receiving this message right now, I want to see you put them green hearts in the chat right now, soul family. Because you know I'm talking to you, sis. You know I'm talking to you, bro. And that is a fact.
Let me tell you something. When you pray to God, sometimes you got to listen for God to respond. Sometimes you could be cluttered with so many distractions that you can't hear God. God got a message for you. God trying to redirect you. God trying to show you something. God trying to take you somewhere. But the problem is you can't hear him outside in the car for you could get in the car, because you got people in your car playing all that loud ass music, calling about all the drama they going through in their life. You got all these toxic people around you cluttering your ear. And the problem is the enemy hear everything that you going through and everything that you feel, and he's stopping your blessing. He's stopping it because he heard what you're crying out about. See, the enemy can hear, but he can't read. Sometimes when you ask God for something, write it down as if it's already done. Cut that game off so God could put you in the game. Cut them people off that's calling you, distracting you with drama and toxicity. You ain't got no time for that. Tell them people to stay at their own address with their mess. You trying to get blessed. When you talk to God, you got to go to a silent meditation, because he gonna talk back. He gonna speak back. He gonna give you some ideas. Think about when all the ideas come to you, you always by yourself. So whenever you go through a rough time, a situation of drama, toxicity, and violence, go into a moment of silence, because God trying to get your undivided attention.
I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time. When I have to face my problems, I show up in the back of a limo wearing a $2,000 suit and a $40,000 gold fucking watch. So you listen to me and you listen well. Are you behind on your credit card bills? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. Is your landlord ready to evict you? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. Does your girlfriend think you're a fucking worthless loser? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.